G'day, Chief. Welcome to the Inner Chief podcast and this special episode, which we call the Mini Chief. These are short, sharp highlights from our fabulous guests, where you get a 5 to 10 minute snapshot from their episode. Righto, Chief. Without further ado, here is the Mini Chief episode for this week with Nick Lissette, founder and CEO of Blackpearl Group. There's a great book by Janie Smith that's called Creating Sustainable Advantage, but she speaks exactly like you do. What is your competitive advantage and how do you absolutely bulletproof show me in an objective sense what is the number or what is your proof point and how is it that your competitors do not have this as well? Because if they've got it as well, it's not a competitive advantage. It forces leaders to go, this is how business is actually provably better than anyone else at a particular thing.
Totally. There is also something else, which is I not want to speak out both sides of my mouth, but it's also something that's really curious. Like I only ever had one job before starting my first company, and it was selling commercial rubbish bins out of university. You know, the ones the forklifts come in.
Yep.
And I always joke I was too ugly and stupid to get employed by anyone else in a rubbish company, right? But I tell you what, I learned things there because you're selling the exact same product at the exact same price. The only difference was the bin was a different color and me. I was the bridge between that service and that customer. And I had to be an amazing human bridge. So I had to learn to really put the differentiator in, like the human bridge from A to B.
Yep.
That's something that's getting lost because people are trying to take out automation, where I think AI can assist people create better human bridges. The other thing is you have to learn to sell properly.
Yeah.
So the thing is at the moment is there's so many products coming out that your defensible advantage through having, widget A or widget B is decimated in seconds, right? So you actually really have to get to true benefit selling. And this comes back to understanding what that client is trying to achieve from a financial outcome and then tying that right back to what your product's going to do. So it all comes back to money in the end, but sales and marketing just seems to be like getting a lost skill a little bit, and everyone kind of got lazy because they sold features because they had a feature that someone else did, and you can see that where's the benefit, where's the financial outcome. So, there are just a couple of levers there. The human bridge, sales and marketing are two really overlooked levers in the current economy.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what we were saying before about who owns the customer. It's always been true in business, and it's actually not changing. I was only chatting to a client, it was maybe 2 months ago. We were just talking about, the changing nature of the world, the unpredictable part of the world. And he just sort of said to me, mate, the truth is I don't even open 90% of my emails or a lot of sales or someone pitching to me now. Probably not even that, 99% he wouldn't open. But I'll take a call from you, right? Because I've worked with you, I trust you, you never sell hard to me. But I'm like, there it is. There's that trust bridge you're talking about.
You're the difference between the product that your service you're doing not, right? But even if you haven't had that longevity of time with someone, like real people and real conversations are becoming very scarce.
Yeah.
Especially in the states that we deal like with our market.
Right.
Boy, oh boy.
Wow.
It's just, and so I see for us just massive upside there. This is manna from heaven for us.
I remember my brother-in-law, who passed away a couple of years ago. He was a salesman and he worked in the rental industry. And at one point he was actually selling trucks, rental trucks. And I said, how on earth do you do that? It's the same thing as you, because you're going in and the trucks are all the same, mate. Like it's not no difference. But he could talk the head off a mute donkey. He was amazing, right? And he would walk in, and Scotty, God bless his soul, he'd walk in and he'd just go to the head of operations. Hey, who are you using now? And they'd be like, this one. He goes, are you happy with them? And I was like, if they were like, yeah, we love them. He's like, no worries. If you ever get unhappy, call me. But he said they almost never said that. No. He said, well, why are you happy with them? And I was like, wow, you were straight to the heart. Man, the guy knew how to talk to a customer.
Yeah. are you happy in a really personal way, right?
Yeah, an emotional reason, like, because, people buy an emotion justifies logic, which is why you've got to have a real conversation with someone. Don't have a real conversation, you'll never get a sense of the emotion, right? All right, Chief, there we have it for this week with your mini Chief episode. You can find all the links at chiefmaker.com/388. Chiefs, are you looking for the most practical, high-impact coaching program? One where you not only get coached, but also meet a big group of about 20 other senior executives, sort of like your personal advisory board for career and life. It's an annual executive coaching program. We meet twice a month and we cover a lot of the big topics and the individual challenges you face in your job and your life every day. If you want to know more, go to chiefmaker.com/Council of Chiefs. And if you would like to stay in touch and hear all about some of the best resources that you can find anywhere in the world to improve your performance at work, go to chiefmaker.com/subscribe. Now, Chief, if you're yet to rate the episode and subscribe, I hope you'll do so soon. It helps others see the magnificent value that the chiefs and gurus bring to their life and career. So make sure you hit subscribe on your podcast app now, give it a 5-star rating if you think it's worthy, and leave a short review about your favourite episode. Righto, Chiefs, as always, remember to stay epic.